Do any of you remember the NES Remix games? Not likely since they were originally for the Wii U, but these were titles that had you playing short WarioWare-like challenges of different NES games, and even ones that mixed the titles up a bit. They're pretty fun, and I'm surprised they haven't been ported to the Switch yet. I know we got that Nintendo World Championships game, which is similar and was co-developed by the same devs, but it's just not the same, gov. Anywho, I bring these titles up because Namco made a very similar type of game in 2008 on the DS, which was only released in Japan, called Bokura no Telebi Game Kentei. In English, that means our video game test. Well, according to Sure, whose copy I'm borrowing for this video. In this game, you're tossed by this sentient arcade machine, who I think is called Bikoto, with completing short challenges for the Famicom versions of different Namco games, ranging from well-known classics such as Galaga, to more obscure titles like Splatterhouse 1 Parkour Graffiti. Hey, I know this one! Though there are some challenges that aren't based upon existing IPs, like ones that require you to input a specific sequence of button presses, or remembering and inputting passwords. Unlike NES Remix, the order of the challenges in each stage are randomized each time you start, and instead of being rated 1 to 3 stars, you're given a bronze, silver, or gold medal depending on how well you performed. Try not to screw up too much, you only have 3 lives, and if you lose all of them, you'll get a game over and have to retry the level. In order to proceed to the next set of stages, you need to accumulate a certain number of points, which is determined by what kind of medal you received. Earn enough, and you'll be able to take on the final test. These will assess you in random challenges from the stages prior, and passing requires you to make it past a certain point on this progress bar, so barely getting by won't be enough to finish these levels. Bokura no Telebi Game Kentei also has some unlockables, in the form of sound tests for all the different games that appear, and endless challenges to see how high of a score you could get before failing. You could also post your scores online using a special code, but the website is long gone now. The challenges do get a little repetitive in long play sessions, a similar problem I had with NES Remix actually. But overall, this is a pretty fun and interesting game, with a few catchy original tracks too. The game isn't exactly pricey last I checked on the second-hand market, so if you think this looks like something you'll enjoy, look into it. Just a fair language barrier warning though. There are challenges here which may require some Japanese knowledge. Like a dating sim game, we have to arouse their love interest with the right dialogue choices. Once we have to determine the culprit based upon 3 individuals' testimonies, or ones that simply ask you to blow into the microphone. But the answers are always the same for the stages they're in, so brute forcing them with trial and error is always an alternative option. Lastly, I want to thank my wonderful Cupid boyfriend for letting me review this, and handing me this title from his game collection. Now can I please take off this Valkyrie cosplay? I don't look good in this!
Nuh-uh, you promised you'd model for me if I lent you the game.
Alright.
Yay!
The things I do for love.